here, and welcome to my unboxing and review of the SH Figuarts Aoshi Shinomori. Yes, unfortunately, it's kind of bittersweet because while I'm super duper excited for this figure, this is unfortunately the last Rurouni Kenshin figure that we will be able to review for quite some time. We haven't even gotten the next announcement in the line. I really am expecting it to be Shishio, but at the moment, we have nothing right now, so it's definitely going to be a good while before we get to talk about it again. And I'm very sad about it, but I'm also very, very excited for this figure because I actually like this character a little bit more than Saito, and he looks fantastic. And honestly, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that this figure is going to be amazing. It's probably going to be just as good, if not better, than Saito. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm really, really excited about this, but I will say I'm going to try and tone myself back a little bit for this review. I feel like I've been a little bit too overboard in the last couple reviews, and I feel like it has kind of hurt them a little bit. Not the Yusei review. The Yusei review was absolutely perfect. That thing came out exactly how I wanted to. I love it. It's my favorite video I've ever made, far and beyond. What I really meant was the Kaiju number 9 review. I am happy with the Kaiju number 9 review. I do like how it came out, but I think I could have made a little bit better, and I think I was just a little bit too overboard in that, so I'm not like 100% happy with how that review came out, but I still, for the most part, am. But I'd like for his review to come out a little better. So we're going to tone it back. We're not going to do as much like Tamashii Nation sucking off thing, even though I do think this figure will probably deserve it. You know, just like I did with Saito as well, although I am happy with how Saito's review came out, so. And you guys were too. I can't believe, I gotta say this real quick. Man, the Kenshin reviews did really well for my channel. Like, god damn, those were actually super duper successful. So, yeah, let's hopefully keep it going. So, yeah, keep it going. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like down below. I'd very much appreciate it. I'm totally fine with being a guy you go to for Kenshin figure reviews because I really, really like this show, man. It's really good. I'll actually show you guys. So, I finished season 1 of the remake, of course, but I actually went and picked up this box set of the OG series. I haven't started watching it yet because I've been watching a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff, so I haven't started this yet, but I'm very, very excited to watch the original series. So yeah, I did pick this up, and I will watch this probably in the relatively near future. I'm very excited. But with that being said, let's take a look at the packaging for the leader of the Oniwaban group, Aoshi Shinomori. And start off by taking a look at the packaging right here. We have an awesome picture of the figure right there, looking amazing. Rurouni Kenshin, Tamashii Nation's Bandai, Tamashii Nation seal of approval, SH Figuarts. On the side, we have Rurouni Kenshin, Aoshi Shinomori. We have a big blue square. We have SH Figuarts at the top right there. On the top, we have an awesome picture of him with his sword right there, SH Figuarts. On the side, we have an awesome picture of him with this big-ass sword right there. And we have Aoshi Shinomori right there. On the back, we have a ton of product shots of him with all of his different accessories right there, and him versing against Kenshin with his new DLC face, which we will talk about in the video as well. Very, very excited. Let's go ahead and open him up. Actually, before we open him up, since at the moment we don't know whether the line will continue or not, let's actually show how all the boxes look together here. So, here is Saito's box and Kenshin's box. So you can see Aoshi has the thickest box because he's got that big old coat going on right there. And then Kenshin is second most, and then Saito right there. So that would be how they would go right there. And they look pretty nice together. Here's the other side. That actually looks really nice. That'll look really, really nice when you put those on the shelf right there. And then the back, I don't usually show that, but whatever. And then let's just do one more we show from the front right there as well. Pretty darn nice, man. I really think they're doing a good job with the box design recently. I really do. Which is actually a bad thing because I want to throw the boxes away. Taking up all my damn space with fucking cardboard when I could be taking it up with plastic. And here is Shinomori out of the packaging, and this figure is really, really, really nice, guys. Very, very, very cool. Let's get in here on the sculpt. Starting off with the head sculpt, looks fantastic. He's got a very, like, boyish looking face. I love the blue eyes. Really nice, like, purple, like, indigo color on the hair there. Very nice and spiky. Love how it goes down. Not really any shading in there, but not a big deal. Still looks really, really, really good. Honestly, I think this is, like, one of those hair colors that doesn't really need shading. It kind of looks like it has shading in and of itself. It looks really, really, really good. And then moving down to the outfit right here, starting off with, of course, his awesome trench coat. You got that bronze color right there in the middle. That looks amazing. Really, really love that. And it only goes down to there. It doesn't travel down like all the way through the trench coat right there, but it looks really, really, really good. And then you got that little gold line right there that goes around the collar and then down to the pants right there, which looks really cool. The belt right there, nice silver picked out for the buckle. And then the trench coat really nicely nicely done. You can see all the wrinkles right here, the little like shoulder pad designs going on right there. Again, that popped collar right there with the bronze going all around right there. And then the other side as well. And he's got these little things hanging out. This piece right here is the pocket, which we'll talk about more when we get to the accessory segment. And then he has the little strap right here. And on the other side, he has the one with the little gold thing right here. And I will show, even though it doesn't really work, you can actually loop them together right there. I don't think that's how it's supposed to look, but you can do it. So it's a fun thing I wanted to show. And then, yeah, the strap looks really, really good. The other pocket right there. And then you turn it around and you got the nice little straps right there as well. Really, really nice. I like how they did the trench coat. It's very, very cool. And you can see it's on a few joints right there, which we'll talk about when we get to the articulation. And then the pants are pretty basic pants. There's some nice wrinkle work right here. You can see these nice fingerless gloves over here on the hands. And then his feet, check this out. He has like elf shoes. I don't think I noticed this in the show. He literally has elf shoes. That's not the toe joint. He actually has like shoes that like point upwards. I love it. That's freaking amazing. How do you rock an outfit like this badass and then wear elf shoes with it? Only like the coolest dude in the world could do that, man. And Shinomori is pretty freaking cool. So yeah, they did a great job on all the sculpting. Really, really nice. The paintwork is super duper nicely done. I really, really, really like it. Now getting into the articulation, you have a double ball peg in the head right here. So bar going into the head right there, get lots of up right there and a good amount of down as well, using that ball joint at the base of the neck as well. And then moving down to the torso, there's some really crazy stuff going on right here. So for the butterfly posability, this section right here, you can see it's all kind of separated right here. For this section, this can actually move around. So you can see it can go in and then it can also come out like that. You can see that whole section right there. Now there's not any butterfly movement on the actual arm itself. Well, it is on a ball joint in there, so you can get a little bit of forward, but you combine that with the other joint right there, and that's what allows you to get your butterfly right there. So really, really, really cool. It's not going to get as much as like Saito, but it's still really, really nice. Then the arms can go all the way up. They're super nicely toleranced, by the way. Plastic quality and joint tolerances on this guy are absolutely fantastic. Really, really love them. They feel really great. Pretty much as good as Saito's probably. Although I will say some of the joints in the torso feel a little bit looser than Saito's, but still really, really nice. And you can see you got a nice cut right here for the swivel right there. Kind of tight though, but yeah, got that nice little cut there. You have a full double jointed elbow right there. You gotta love it. And then for the hands, this is kind of crazy. Check this out. They have an extra joint right here in the bracelet section right there. So that section can also like move around, which is crazy. And then he has a pretty standard ball joint setup for the hands right there, a ball joint going into the hand right there, and it's on a hinge so we can rotate and get side to side and up and down, which is really, really nice. Really, really like it. And it's kind of a softer ball joint, so it feels a little bit better to actually switch it off, and I don't think it'll have any durability problems in the future, so that's nice. And now, really, really cool thing, check this out. So a lot of recent SHFs have not really gotten a lot of torso movement, but Aoshi here actually gets a really good amount. You can see here, this is not using the legs at all. Legs are completely straight. He has a ton of torso movement in the torso right there, which might be the reason why that feels a little bit more looser than it does on Saito, but it allows you to get a ton of movement right there. That is wicked cool, man. I really, really like that. This guy can get better torso movement than Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho. That is really, really, really nice. And then for the legs, you can see you got the nice cutout right there, so the legs can go all the way up right there. I do believe they are on drop downs. No, it seems like they're not on drop downs. I think drop downs are pretty unnecessary, honestly. Like, sometimes it can be helpful, but for the most part, you don't really need them. He can still get a really, really good amount of movement right there, like a little bit over full up, I think. And then you got a good amount of back as well. Actually, really good back as well. The butt doesn't really get in the way. And these pieces are on these nice hinges right here. These coat pieces are on those nice hinges right there. So you can have them like flowing all the way back if you want. But what I would prefer to do is kind of bring them down like a little bit, like only to around like right there. I think that looks really, really good. That makes them look like super duper nice when you have them on a thing. And I will also say that because of that joint, you can also rotate them inward right there. So you can see, you can actually rotate them out a little bit and get a bit more of a different look that way, which is really cool. It works very similar to Mash's coat right here. It works very similar to Mash's coat right there. So pretty darn nice. And I really like the material that they made it out of as well. It's really nice. Now getting back to the legs, we'll just move this back so we have all of the space to work with right here. You can see we have a full double jointed bend right here. He can actually kick his own ass right there, which is amazing. You see full double jointed bend there, absolutely nothing getting in the way there. And then for the feet, you've got up, down, ankle pivot, and toe joint at the elf shoes right there. Very, very, very nice. They did a really, really great job on the articulation for this guy. So yeah, articulation on this guy is absolutely amazing. He's got that really good torso movement. I like how they engineered the coach section right here, and I absolutely love this bonus little joint that they added into the hand right here. That is really, really, really cool, because, I mean, I don't think it's like the most useful thing in the world, but it's just cool that they added it, right? I like it. Now, for comparison, let's bring them in. There is Saito, and, of course, there is Kenshin. Man, they look all fantastic together. And I'm actually going to put Kenshin in the middle right here because he's the little guy, and we'll just put the other two around him right there. And there we go. The whole lineup that we have so far. No characters announced yet, but I really do think Shishio is one we will probably get in the future. And I would also definitely like to see like Sanosuke or something as well. But yeah, these all look really, really, really good together. Again, these are all based off of the new remake. So I will say, just like with Kenshin and Saito, I do think Kenshin might be a little bit shorter than he should be. Like, he could have been a little bit taller. It might not be as bad with Shinomori. Shinomori was a big dude in the show. Saito, I actually like got a picture, as I showed in Saito's review. I got a picture from the show, and it wasn't like 100% accurate, but this might actually be accurate, because you can see Shinomori is a little bit shorter than Saito. I think Saito might have just been a little bit too big, because this actually might look pretty good. Shinomori was a really big dude, especially like in the fight between him and Kenshin. These look really, really great together. I'll try to rank these at the end of the video, but I don't really know how to rank them because they're all really, really, really good. Like, I don't know if I'd actually be willing to say that one of these is better than the other, but we'll tackle that at the end of the video. Alright, and now let's compare Shinomori with some other SH Figuarts lines. Here is Shinomori compared with SH Figuarts High School Gojo and Yusuke Urameshi. Here he is with Rino Ishikawa and Frieren. Here he is with Tanjiro and Power. Here he is with Obito and Kakashi. And last but not least, here he is with the amazing Yamaguchi, Satellite Shooting Star, Yusei Fudo, the JoJo Super Action Statue, Giorno Giovanna, and the Figma Kaiji Ito. And now it's time for the seriously cool stuff, the accessories. The accessories for this figure are really, really neat. So starting out with the faces, of course you have the default face on in the packaging. I really, really, really like it. And then just like Saito, we have a sneering face right here, just like a gritted teeth face and a screaming face right here. So yeah, exactly like Saito right here. Look really, really good, and I like the range of emotions right there. This was a very like angry dude in the show, so I like that we got like different levels of anger that we can represent here. But that being said, far and beyond my favorite face is this one. The very like extreme, like you can see like the eyes are like almost like maniacal, and then the blood dripping down from his mouth right there. That looks amazing. And in order to change the faces, it's super duper simple on this guy. Really, really easy. You just pop off the fringe, which is just the little front section right there. Pop off the head, the face, and they go on nice and tight because they have a nice tab section and then two little pegs right there, which is super duper nice. And then pop on the new face, goes right in, not really any issues, and pop the fringe back on right there. Really, really easy and pleasant to switch the faces right there. And yeah, I think they did a good job with all of the different faces that they give you. And they do give you one more face, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. Moving on to the alternate hands, of course, you have fists on in the packaging. And we have a pair of splayed out hands and a pair of sword holding hands. So you can see they are a little bit different because of course they have to hold his two different short swords. So very, very cool. And last but not least, you also get a pair of in pocket hands right here, which these are actually pretty cool. These took me a little while to actually figure out what was going on right here. It turns out, so there's a little tab right here on the back here. And what you want to do is you just want to pop the hand off, of course, and pop on these ones right here. So just pop that onto the ball joint right there, of course, you know, like you would do any normal hand. But then here's where it gets a little interesting. So you need to come to the pocket pieces right here. These ones that are sculpted onto the thing, they're not actually sculpted. You can actually pop these out and it reveals a little tab right there. You can see a little slot piece right there. Same thing on this side. And pop that out. And you guessed it, we're going to put that tab from the pocket set hand right there into that little thing right there. And it makes it a little bit easier if you get your finger under here so you can apply pressure to the bottom while you're pushing it in right there. And there you go. Now you can have him with his hand in the pocket right there. It looks really, really good. And again, do the same thing on the other side here. So just get that. And you might be noticing that little thing right there. We will talk about that in just a second. There's a reason for that. Pop that in and just get that in. And again, you can apply pressure to the other side of the coat and get those in right there. Not the easiest pocket in-hand pocket accessories to use, but they do look really, really good when you get them in there right there. So that is how he looks with the pockets in hand. Man, he looks very, very like chill, doesn't he? Very, very cool. I do like these. I think they're executed well. And it's really cool that they actually like you take off these little sections of the pockets right there in order to get these on. But now we're going to get to that ball joint section right here. And for that, we need to bring in probably the coolest part about this figure, his crazy ass sword right here. So I'll be honest, I think this might be from like season 2 or something, because from what I remember, all he had in season 1 of the remake at least was the Kodachi right here. So this is his Kodachi right here, his short little sword. I think this thing is so freaking cool. And you can see that that is right there in there. So right there is where the Kodachi is sheathed right there. But you see this giant section right here, and it's like, why would he need all that extra sheath for an extra sword right here? So he has the Kodachi right there, and then this section right here, you see that little line section right here? This is actually another sword. So I don't know if he like gets this in season 2 or if he did have it in season 1 and I just didn't notice it, but this is a crazy ass design right here and I absolutely love it. Like, that is so cool. It looks like Sasuke's sword a little bit, but it's really cool. And both of these sections right here, both the handle of the Kodachi and this section can all come out right there. So you have the empty sheath right there. This thing is just absolutely crazy. I love what they've done with this thing. This is such a crazy accessory and really makes the figure feel a lot more like unique from your like standard anime swordsman guy. Very, very cool. And this ball joint right here and that little section right there, this is a little thing that you can do. You can slide the sword through and then plug that in right there. And you can have this display going on right here, which is pretty cool. I do like that addition right there. And it does allow for a pretty neat little posing option right there. You can see that right there. It's really, really, really cool. I do really like that. And it's very satisfying to click this in and pop it out right there. It's very, very easy. I do like it quite a bit. And if you want to have Shinomori using his swords, you just pop in our sword holding hands right here, and the Kodachi can go in this hand right there. So you have that, and this sword, the Sasuke looking one, can go in this hand right here. Now, I will say, if you want to use the Kodachi in the other hand as well, it's not a 100% perfect fit, but it can go in there and he can hold it up pretty fine right there. So if you want to have him holding the Kodachi in either hand right there, you can do that, which is very, very nice. Now, this one can't really go in this one, although you can like slide the blade through and do something like that. So you're not 100% out of options right there, but for the most part, I mean, it's pretty fine. You can just put this one in this hand right there, but it is nice that he can hold the Kodachi in the other hand as well. But you can have him dual wielding the swords right there, looking like an absolute badass. That is crazy cool. And then you have the empty sheath right here just by pulling off these two sections right there. That is really, really cool. I really, really dig how they've executed this. Oh, and of course, if you want to, you can fill in these little slots right here with the pockets. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. It was a lot harder to do on the first try because the plastic wasn't like nice and expanded for me. But now that I've done this a few times and goes back in, a lot easier right there. So there we go. There he is, all complete. And there you go. There is Shinomori with his two swords right there. Really, really cool, man. I do love how they've executed this accessory, and it makes it a lot more fun. Like, it really Shinomori adds a lot more character and a lot more like playability to this figure. Like, we're reaching the point now, we got a whole lot of swordmans right here. This is like a very, very, very unique figure. Like, I really like how it feels to pose this guy, and the beautiful tolerances and plastic quality only add to that a lot more. You can see he can even get the over-the-shoulder poses that Saito could not. So that is amazing. And we do have one last accessory to talk about really quick. You actually do get another DLC face for Kenshin, and that is the battle damage face. Probably to go inside with the one that Shinomori comes with right here, so you can fully recreate their first battle in the you know, the rich guy's mansion. Very, very, very cool. I love this. This is a really, really nice thing. I think I like this face a little bit more than I did the one that Saito came with, but I did grow to like the one that Saito came with quite a bit, actually. And here is how the face looks on Kenshin. Really, really, really cool. And I also wanted to show real quick that yes, if you want to, you can take the Sakabatsu and you can put the handle right there, and he can hold on to it at the base of the handle right here. There you go. He can hold on to it at the base of the handle right there, so you can fully recreate their fight in all of its glory. If you're confused about this, then you haven't watched the show, and you should, because it was a really, really good show, whether you watch the original or the remake. But yes, there you have them together getting ready to throw down in their awesome battle, which was probably my favorite battle of season 1. Probably my favorite battle I've seen of the series so far. The Saito one was definitely really, really cool as well. And I also really liked the one, what was that guy's name? The big guy, Rajuta, I think his name was. Rajuta, yeah. I liked that entire arc quite a bit. That was actually one of my favorite arcs. I think the Oniwabansho arc was my favorite, which is the Shinomori arc. But I think that was probably my second favorite, and then the Saito arc at the end. Super duper cool. I'm super excited to watch season 2. I've heard great things about it. I've even heard, so apparently season 1 was a bit mixed with people who had grown up with the original series. Apparently they were kind of, they were like iffy on it. Like, I think a lot of them really liked it, but you know how it is with like iconic like shows like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would be the same way. Like, if they remade Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds and ruined it, then I would also be doing that as well. But I've actually been hearing from just about everyone that season 2 is actually like really, 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 really good. So I'm getting really, really excited to check that out. These two look really awesome together, don't they? Okay, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in on the final thoughts. So, final thoughts on the SH Figuarts Shinomori, man, 3 for 3, absolutely. This line was such a surprise little treat for me, man. I did not expect I was going to be buying any of these figures, let alone all 3 of them, but man, I'm super happy I did. These things are absolutely amazing. Honestly, they did an incredible job on these, honestly. I wouldn't even say these are too far away from, like, the Naruto level quality or even the Jujutsu Kaisen level quality. And I'd actually say Saito is probably there, actually. Shinomori, he might be there too. They're really, really good. I will say, for ranking these, when it comes to ranking these, I love all 3 of these figures. But I do feel like the clear weakest one is actually Kenshin. And I don't want to take anything away from Kenshin, because I really, really, really like that figure. I actually really, really like that figure. I think it's really good and a little bit underrated. But I do think these two are kind of outclassing him a little bit. Like, these are super duper nice, man. I love these. Like, the plastic quality, the articulation, even the accessories to some extent, man. They're really awesome, and they do kind of outshine Kenshin a little bit. Like, I know he's the star of the show here, but I think these are actually superior figures, actually. So if I were to rank these, I would actually say Kenshin is the weakest, and then probably Shinomori, and then Saito as the number 1. I think Saito is probably the strongest figure of here. Shinomori's definitely giving him a run for his money, though, but I think Saito has a little bit better articulation. In most ways, he has better articulation, but in some ways, actually, Shinomori does beat his articulation, because he's got those double-jointed elbows, which is super duper nice. But I've had so much fun with Saito. He's just completely unhindered and just really fun. And especially the cigarette hand just allows you to do so much like expressionable poses with him. It's really, really fun. You can do a lot of awesome poses with Shinomori as well. I've had a ton of fun posing him around. I'll put some pictures up on screen of some poses I've gotten him in. I love him. I think he's fantastic. Like I said, if I were to rank these, I would say Kenshin is the weakest one, but while still being a very good figure. And then Shinomori number 2 and Saito number 1. Although honestly, these two are basically like neck and neck. They're really, really, really good. I will say I personally like Saito a little bit more because he doesn't have the trench coat right here, which is weird because Shinomori is my preferred character between these two, but the trench coat does make it a little bit more annoying to pose around. But I will say, usually characters that have like a lot of stuff going on, like these trench coat things, or like Mashes things right here, or the Bleach figures, usually I don't really like to mess with them too much because it feels like it's a lot of extra clutter right there that you have to deal with. I actually don't really feel that very much with Shinomori. Still a little bit, but not as much with Shinomori. It actually still feels very, very satisfying to pose him around. He's still a little more clunky than like Saito, obviously, but still pretty damn fun. And yeah, again, I think these were 3 for 3. I think all 3 of them are amazing. Hopefully the line does continue. Again, I think Shishio and Sonosuke would be amazing additions to the line, and hopefully some more characters as well. I would still like some more of the gang as well, like Kaoru. But if you're a Kenshin fan, whether you're a new Kenshin fan like I am, or you grew up with it, this is going to be a huge, huge treat for you because these figures are pretty damn amazing. And I absolutely recommend all 3 of them. But, you know, I've already said it multiple times how I would rank them. Yeah, they're all amazing. I give them all S tiers, but I would say Shinomori probably joins Saito with the S pluses. His quality's fantastic. Articulation's fantastic. Accessories are fantastic. They even went a little bit above and beyond with Shinomori, including those extra joints right there in the hands. And I love how they did his crazy sword, man. That is so freaking cool. Again, this is probably something from season 2 that I haven't seen yet, but it's still really cool, and you do get the Kodachi if you do just want to recreate the season 1 battles right there. So yeah, really, really cool. My final grade for Shinomori is, yeah, absolutely an S plus. This is a really, really fantastic figure. So there you have it. I think that is going to do it. It's a little bit bittersweet that he's so good because this is going to be the end of the Kenshin reviews for quite a while. Yeah, this will probably be the end of Kenshin content for the channel for the foreseeable future unless they announce another character. But yeah, these were really, really great. I'm super happy these came out, and I love all 3 of them. I will be cherishing all 3 of these. So there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching the Kenshin reviews. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're going to peace out because this is all you cared about, then you have a good one. Best of luck to you in the future. But I hope you stick around and watch some other content of mine that I have coming up because lots of cool stuff is coming up. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe give me a like, subscribe for some more anime action figure reviews in the future, and hopefully more Rurouni Kenshin figure reviews in the future. And with that being said, this is ZK Guillotine, signing out.